Welcome to the city of frost and fire. You're going to discover the authentic stories of the extraordinary people that define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. We've got Beth Jansen, the executive director at Spooky Bonanzaville. Hello, Beth.
Hello. Only spooky in October.
Only spooky in October. You were just telling us about all the ghosts and goblins that live out there, and we better call the Ghostbusters, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
Or probably not, because it sounds like it's a good source of funding.
And so far, they have never been not nice.
So we've discussed that you come from the cities and that you worked for Rebuilding Together, and then now you're the executive director at Bonanzaville. You found that, kind of fell into that when you realized they were applying last minute, and you jumped in there, got that job. What is in the future for Beth Jansen? What is this executive director? Is this what you want to do forever? It's already the top level. Are you looking to expand, or what's?
So ideally, I would. Well, I'm not finished at Bonanzaville, so I'll be at Bonanzaville for probably 5 more years.
Okay.
If they'll keep me, I'll stay there. Then actually, I do have a very large passion for nonprofits in general. I also started out as a grant writer. That's kind of how I ended up in a executive.
Those are in short
position.
supply.
Yes, and so I would like to go on to consult in some capacity with grant writing or management of nonprofits, because there's the small organizations don't have the ability to maybe hire a development director, but they can contract someone for a year or two, or maybe interim executive directors, things like that, something along those lines.
Well, okay. And tell me about Bonanzaville. So in the next 5 years while you're there, obviously you guys are doing a lot of events. You've got the spooky ones, but it's not just spooky events. You're doing a lot of events.
No. So we start, let's just go from now. So October, at the end of the month, we also have a trunk or treat that we started in 2020, and we will have at this last count 35 trunks lining the streets of the village. Last year, the year before, probably 4,500 people that came out to that, and it also includes a donut walk. We try and take an old-fashioned look at a little mini old-fashioned Halloween carnival, and so you'll end up with a donut walk, and we have a cheap hot dog meal for kids if they want it, carnival games. This year we have a trunk contest, so whoever decorates the best trunk will win a prize, things like that. And so we do that on the 27th of October from 2 to 5. And then we move into Christmas. We have a little bit of a break, a little month of a break to pull everything back together. And then we go to Christmas on the Prairie, which is an old fashioned Victorian Christmas with carolers and reindeer and Santa and docents and demonstrations and a ham dinner and all the festivities.
Are these all events that were there when you took over the executive?
So Paranormal was there when I took over executive director. The trunk or treat is new. I brought that in.
Hey.
Christmas was there. Then we head into the wintertime. We go into a bunch of events at the time, or at least a single event, depending upon what we're going to do with Giving Hearts Day. It slows down a little bit again. We're planning for the next year. And then we start right away, May 1st, with 5,000 plus kids coming through for school tours. We have a veterans event that happens in May. Then we move into a free day in June. July, we do 4th of July, which is a fun family day full of kind of carnival-y themed type things. Then we move into August, where we have our Pioneer Days, which is a 2-day, all about history, total mission-focused event. Then we go to a First Responders event, which is our First Responder Family Fun Day. It was a evening event, and then we're back into October again. And so when I started, the things that I added were the free day, the trunk or treat, and the first responder event. So those are the 3 that I've added to the organization. And it's just, in 2020, it was a little rough for our whole community with the pandemic and all of the civil unrest. And so at that time, a group of volunteers came to us and wanted to support and give appreciation to the first responders, and that's how our first responder event. We felt that there was possibly not going to be a Halloween because that's kind of what the talk was, is how
Yeah.
everybody was going to cancel Halloween. And so that's when we said,
In COVID times, yeah, in
and
2020.
that's when we said,
Yeah.
you know what, we're a great space for this. We've got it's all outside. We've got tons of space for it. Let's do it. Little did I know that the community would show up so rapidly, because we ended up with like 4,000 people. So it wasn't quite what I had wanted
Yeah.
or what we anticipated or why we did it, but it turned out to be a great event for both for businesses, because that's who the trunks are. Businesses don't have to pay us or anything like that. They just come in, they bring some candy, they hand out their business swag to the adults
Yeah.
and the candy to the kids, and they have to decorate, of course.
Well, it's almost like
Yeah.
Boo at the Zoo.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Very similar, where
Similar.
the businesses
Yep.
are supporting that. That's cool. Okay. And that's on the 27th.
Yeah, 27th,
So
2 to
it's
5.
not in conflict with actual Halloween.
Nope.
So you
No.
could, it's the old porque no los dos, right?
Yes,
you could do
absolutely.
both.
You can do both, absolutely.
I
and
love it.
And and the trunk. I just like the trunk aspect. I think it's super cool.
Yeah. Okay. And is it free to the
Yep.
attendees?
Yeah, it's
So
it's actually free to everyone.
Yeah.
The businesses can participate for free.
Yeah.
They just need to bring their candy.
Oh, well, no wonder you had such.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think at Boo at the Zoo, they have
No.
to pay to be there.
No. And then the admission is
Or maybe
free
not.
as well.
Maybe it's just the cost of candy. Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, it might
I don't
be.
know how
I
it
mean,
works.
we really are. One of my goals at Bonanzaville is to make sure that it's a community space.
Yeah.
That it's a fun, trusted, safe community space. And so that's kind of, and that if that means that businesses come in and provide candy and decorate and don't pay me, that's what it means.
And 4,000 people. I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, our largest was the nice. I think it was 2 years ago, and it was a really nice Halloween. We believe there was like somewhere closer to 6,000 people.
Oh
there.
my goodness.
That
So
got
is
pretty
it? I mean,
crazy.
is it like a line? This is almost like a second fun
yeah,
event. Is it like a line?
That 6,000 was a little bit of a line. It seemed to go a little bit smoother this last year with only about 4,000. So,
Okay.
yeah. And that's from 2 to 5 too. So there's a lot of the time in there.
Okay.
It doesn't take 3 hours to go through the line, but they can also do the donut walk and play some carnival games with prizes. Go
Carnivals
have
are
something
fun.
to eat. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time. I might have to drag. This is almost like a second Fargo Fun segment here. You guys have so much going on. That's really exciting. We are going to take a quick break here again, and then when we come back, we'll have frequently asked questions. So don't go nowhere.